The other thing people don't realize is that you're always focused on the net new leads. So when they think of I need marketing dollars to go get new clients, a lot of times we come in and we start studying the data and looking at companies. We can increase 10, 20% on your revenue just by using the damn database that you're not even squeezing.
Yeah, or by existing.
That's it, existing. The retention clients.
Folks, go look at your marketing budget.
Right.
If you don't have one, there's an indication that you are scalable just by instituting marketing. What it is, Brad Lee, back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, as always, I got a real treat for you. Buck Wise is in the house.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And a lot of people, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people say, Buck Wise, is that like his real name?
That's the real deal. Born in Texas. I know it sounds like a soap opera porn star, but that is on the birth certificate.
Buck Logan Wise.
That's
I checked it, folks. He is legitimately Buck Wise. Better than Dollar Foolish.
Could be bad,
Folks, he's an entrepreneur, marketer, founder of Closing Day Agency.
Yep.
You helped out people like old GC, my man Grant Cardone.
Uncle G, that's right.
$1 Million Listings, Ryan Serhant.
That's right.
EXP and Success CEO, Glenn Sanford.
That's right.
Nike, Starbucks, Google, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I've been around, Brad.
Big names.
I've been around. I've helped
Who was your favorite to work for?
Man, who did I learn the most from, or who was my favorite to work for?
Well, I said the latter. you want to answer the first one, apparently, so go ahead. Answer that one first.
Yeah, I would say I learned a lot from Uncle G. Uncle G, it's interesting because I started in the... Yeah, man. He would come in. I would teach little workshops when I worked there. And he would come and he'd say, Buck doesn't know shit about marketing. Don't listen to him. That's just his sense of humor. But I worked in the corporate space for a long time. So I worked for Starbucks, pumpkin spice latte, frappuccino, doing marketing, big campaigns, millions of dollars, 6 months of research. You got a lot of time. And you got big teams. You're managing these things, like holiday campaigns are being planned in the summer. Small businesses don't understand that luxury where you get to just hang out and experiment for a long time. And so moving out of the corporate space and then going into Grant's office was just night and day. So he taught me agility and speed and how to operate like a big company, but do it in a way that's kind of like a startup. He's just very agile that way. So I learned a lot about mindset. They don't teach you stuff like mindset in the corporate space.
Was there any micromanaging?
It depends which department you're in.
The one you were in? No,
not for me. No. Very strategic position. I was chief marketing officer of his business management company, which is Cardone Ventures. And there's no micromanaging there. What there is process and structure. So there's some people at certain levels that you call it micromanaging, need, very specific KPIs in the business, and they follow exactly what those are. And if they don't cut it.
Yeah. Well, turnovers, famously high, I think, at the Cardone.
In the sales department. Yeah.
Just sales?
Sales is the highest. Yeah. Yeah. Like web and digital design, a lot of those guys.
You think that's a bad thing or is that a good thing? Because again, I'm with Grant when it comes to, I'm not with Grant. In other words, I'm too nice. Yeah. I let people hang out way too long. Grant don't give up.
No, he's got a system.
You either cut the mustard or you don't.
That's right.
And I like that. I like that cut and dry. So there's no personal feelings involved. It's like you're either doing it or you're not.
That's right.
If you're not, then you got to go.
It's very militant on the sales side of things. It's very structured. You know exactly what your goals are. If you don't hit them, you don't make it. And he gets a lot of attention and awareness like you do. And so I'm sure you get a lot of people saying, hey, Brad, I want to come work with you.
Yeah.
So they filter all those leads that come in. And so he's got a system that squeezes the juice out. You either got the juice or you don't.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys come in all hot and then they get in there and can't make a call to save their life.
Yeah.
So they get spit out really quickly.
But what about in a position like yours?
No, I was in a strategic.
Were you allowed to do what you want?
I was building very much so, especially in the beginning. There were 3 of us on the business management side. We went to 86 employees and 64 million in less than 3 years. So we grew really fast. And,
what were you selling?
Deloitte?
Yeah.
Yeah. Massive consultative company. So we were doing that, but for smaller businesses. So most people can't afford third-party consulting companies like Deloitte because they cost millions of dollars. So we were able to take a very similar structure for business owners. So, Grant's big on sales, obviously, But what's missing is the other quadrants of the business. So we'd work on marketing, sales, finance, operations, process, HR, all those things that a business needs in order to succeed. And so we had departments set up that would help businesses with each one of those areas. We'd, lots of data pulling, lots of extrapolation, lots of forecasting, lots of looking at market densities and trying to figure out, what this business was capable of against its competitors in a certain market. And it just gave people vision and clarity and organization. So
do you do that now?
I do. Yeah.
So you still do that, just not for Cardone anymore.
That's right. It's more focused on marketing and sales. I definitely don't do financial forecasting, HR operations, but it's more marketing specific. Yeah.
So you help companies market.
Yep.
Now tell me your definition of marketing. Like, what's the difference between marketing and sales?
Well, if I give the definition of marketing, to me, marketing is really, it's the strategy side. So there's 3 words that I hear all the time: marketing, branding, advertising. So marketing is the blueprint. That's what it is to me. Promotion is your execution of that. Advertising is the platform in which you choose to pay, organically publish to reach more people. So I kind of break it down in tiers. Marketing, branding is yourself, the way a consumer feels in any engagement or interaction. When somebody's watching Dropping Bombs, the branding is how they feel. The way the intro started, Dropping Bombs with Brad Lee, they see this visual of an explosion behind you. It's all branded a certain way. That's internal to us, but it makes the consumer feel something. And then you have advertising, which is now we're going to chop this whole thing up. You're going to use pieces of it online. And then we're running a goal here. We're trying to inform people, inspire them, motivate them. So marketing to me, if we go all the way 40,000 feet up, is the organization of your strategy. And there's a lot of elements inside that. And a lot of business owners, they don't have that information. And so what they do is they live in an executional marketing space. They live in an advertising world where all they're doing is shooting from the hip, trying things. And they haven't really built the structure to know what they should do, where they should do it, and who they should do it for. So that's where I spend most of my time.
Well, a lot of businesses, they don't have CMOs.
Correct.
Smaller startups, or even, I know some that are doing 10 million, they don't have a CMO.
Yeah. Nor should they, by the way.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how do you know when you need a CMO, and what does a CMO do? Because, like, to me, do you need one nowadays?
Not necessarily. I think it depends what kind of structure you're building. If you plan to go public, you're going to need a C-suite. You're going to need people who are held accountable, people who have liability, people who have interest stake in the company. That's what C-suite really is. You meet these startups, I know you have every day, where it's a couple guys in a basement and you got a COO and a CEO and a CMO, and they all got C-suites, and they've barely formed their documents for a business. So a lot of times the reason I don't like a young company to have any C-suite is because they have overinflated titles for people who have never actually experienced real business or have any proven results before in the past. And so I say, when you're building a company, bring someone in and train them into a C-level position. But for the most part, you don't really hire C-level. To hire a real C-level takes a lot of money. You're spending $350,000 base to get a C-suite into a corporation. So if you're not spending that, you're not really hiring a C-suite. That'd be my suggestion if somebody's thinking of hiring C-suite.
Well, that's kind of high. Like 240, you can get decent C-level people.
Yeah, I guess, it depends on what sector you're in. Depends on what their history is, what experience they have. Yeah.
I mean, because to me, like 240 to me is like where leadership begins.
Yeah.
350, 400, 600 plus equity plus profit share, all the other things.
Fortune 500, yeah.
Fortune 100. All that stuff. Like, dude, that's where you get the real people.
Yeah.
And the people like you that may know what they're doing, they usually won't go take a job.
Correct.
Because you can make more on your own than you can working for somebody else.
That's exactly it. Yep.
So I don't know how a good marketer would even work for somebody unless it's on a agency basis.
Yes. Yeah. I believe in the philosophy of hire for attitude and train for results.
So why did you take the job with Cardone?
Man, it was such an interesting opportunity because Brandon Dawson, who is his partner and built this whole structure out, which is Cardone Ventures, he has prior success in a vertical in the hearing care space. He built a company and sold it for 77 times EBITDA, $151 million. And
why 77 times?
Well, I get that question a lot, actually, when I talk about
an annual EBITDA.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him 77 years worth of income. He must have not been doing anything right.
I'll tell you what it is.
Because you know why I said that?
What's that?
If someone's willing to give you 77 times EBITDA, that means that they believe that your company could be making way more money than it is.
Correct.
If it were being run right.
Correct. So he had IP on technology and hearing care that another company wanted to acquire. And he had market share in the US. A company outside the US determined through their numbers it would cost more to compete than to just buy. And that company did, if you study their stock, shoot through the roof. They were able to take his market share and his IP and able to inflate their own numbers. So that's where most of it came from.
He's a smart dude.
So he is a smart dude, and he sat me down essentially, and I knew the name Grant Cardone, but I wasn't like a avid follower of Grant. And he was like, I'm going to partner up with this guy. He's got a huge megaphone, massive YouTube presence, and I want to build this same structure that I built in hearing care. I want to build it in all verticals, all different, HVAC, plumbing, places where there's fragmentation in business, because there's a lot of those verticals where Blackstone's not acquiring HVAC companies. They're going after real estate, so he saw a market opportunity with those companies to help put them into groups together and then have more power. And so anyway, he lays it out for me. And at the time I'm working at the world's largest marketing agency. So I'm at WPP, which has 40,000 employees across the world. And he's like, man, come join me in this thing. Let's build this thing together. And it sounded exciting. This would be that was the third opportunity for me to build something from scratch. And I just love doing that. I love building stuff.
So you've built several companies before?
Yeah, I built an agency and sold it. And then that's when I started working for another agency that we scaled up and then sold that agency as well. So I've worked for, this will be my third agency now.
So is it yours? You started it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Closing Day Agency. Yep.
So Closing Day Agency. So if someone's listening, they're like, hey man, I need someone to do marketing. Yep. They call you.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And by the way, you guys can find them at buckwise.com.
You could go to closingdayagency.com or Instagram @aboutbuck. Easiest way to start.
Why
a
not
conversation.
Buckwise? Was Buckwise taken?
It is. It's still taken.
Doesn't that piss you off?
Apparently, I don't spend enough money to get access to it. It's somebody who hasn't logged in 4 years.
Someone called me or DMs me and says, I'll get you at Brad Lee.
Yeah.
For 5Gs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what for? Like, why do I need it to be?
Well, you've already established what you've established. So
yeah, but like, why would I care? Like
branding, simple search.
The real Brad Lee is better branded than just Brad Lee.
If I'm cold to you, like I don't know you, and I hear about you, and that Brad Lee, I keep hearing that, and I go on Instagram. If I search Brad Lee, branding would say it would pop up faster if you could take the username Brad Lee. But the truth is, you've established the real Brad Lee, and there's not a lot of market confusion. There's not 100 Brad Lees. So I would recommend you don't need it because you still pop up. But for some people, they need it for searchability. So that'd be the only reason I would want it. Just branding.
Yeah.
Ownership.
Well, then I'd have to worry about it everywhere because I'm the real Bradley everywhere.
Yeah.
But now if I buy Bradley at Instagram, now I got to figure out how to get Bradley at Twitter and everywhere else.
Sometimes it's a slow process.
So, dude, in my mind, if you want to be successful
Yeah.
in business, you're going to need to learn or hire someone that knows marketing.
Somebody with experience. Yeah.
That knows marketing.
Yeah.
Because again, it's marketing, bro.
Yeah.
Grant Cardone is obviously a client here at Lightspeed.
Yeah.
And I have over 700 clients. Grant's, one of the top revenue producers.
Yeah.
And when I look at all of the clients that make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
like Grant,
Mm-hmm.
and all the clients that don't,
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch,
Mm-hmm.
the only differentiator is marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, because they're all my clients.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, dude, I'll tell you what Grant's doing. He's marketing.
Yeah, he's out there.
Yeah, he's marketing. He's got social media channels. People are like, well, what's Grant doing? What are these people doing? What are they doing? They're marketing, man.
He's got a machine.
They're marketing.
Yeah.
They're marketing.
Yeah.
And that marketing gets their phone to ring. And then the phone to ring, they have people, they have salesmen, they have processes, they have systems, they have scripts, they have freaking ratios. There's accountability. Like, guys, it's a business.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys that want to sell courses, they don't understand that.
No.
They think if they build a course, a whole bunch of people are going to come and buy it. That's not the case. And and they didn't do it for Grant either. Because again, as you know, I helped him do that. So at the end of the day, guys, marketing is massively important.
100%.
If you're not marketing at your business and you're a startup or an established one that's been stale for a while, marketing. I just told the guy the other day, because we've been in business 20 years here.
That's fantastic, man. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
It's huge.
Well, I mean, dude, I didn't do it. It was pretty much only because the system was so kick-ass.
That's awesome.
But trust me, I've tried to put us out of business a million times. It doesn't seem to work. But you know, in all reality, I haven't really marketed either.
No?
I mean,
word of mouth?
It's word of mouth. It's, you know.
Well, you cornered the market, though. Where else? For a very long time, there was no other solution.
There still isn't.
No.
There's other video hosting solutions.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, marketing I've never really done to this day. Like, I'm just now getting in a position to market. So again, I mean, I might end up calling closing day agency.
We should talk.
Well, I want to start marketing for Lightspeed.
Yeah.
I want to start marketing for Brad Lee as a personal brand.
Yeah.
I want to start marketing. Why? Because, dude, I'm a little slow, but when I finally figure it out, dude, it's like the big secret is marketing.
It's no question. There's nothing more important than your personal brand. So I'm glad you said that. Your personal brand isn't something that you sell when your company gets traded. Then when you become a bolt-on, when you become acquired, your personal brand goes with you wherever you go. And you can create success faster if you have equity in your name. And you already have that. You've built that up through experience and credibility through something that you've built, you know? So imagine if you dumped more investment into your equity. There's no question.
Well, that's what I want to do, but that's marketing, isn't it?
That is marketing. Yeah. Your personal brand. There's no question. It's, you know,
this podcast.
There's so many different outlets. You know, there's 3 tiers to marketing. There's owned channels. Those are platforms that you can control. And there's paid platforms you pay to access people's eyes and ears, billboards, TV, radio, digital ads, whatever it is. And then there's earned. And earned is the highest ROI. And that is, I think that's what you've mastered right now, is the ability to create content with really compelling people in a room like this, share it, and then other people are sharing your content. You're not paying to access thousands. It's so damn good that people are sharing it, which gives you higher residual at low cost. So your earned media right now is skyrocketing. I told you before we started this, I think you're in your glow up, man, where like I get 6 people that work at our agency. Hey, did you see what Brad said? They send me your clips. I'm like, yeah, he's awesome. I did see that. I follow him, guys. I see it. But the people are sending me your clips, you know?
Why do you think that is?
Because it resonates, because your message is connecting with people emotionally. And that's what most marketing doesn't do. And that's the differentiator. If you're trying to create a better marketing strategy, is you got to understand who you are. You've got that down. You got to understand who you're talking to so intimately that when you speak, they feel it. They know. There's no question. Anybody that isn't your target, somebody that would never come on a podcast, watch a podcast, use Lightspeed, somebody that's just not a target. They'll watch it for 2 seconds, they bail. We want them to bail. They're not the target, right? But the ones that are, there's an instant connection. And so it's through, I believe, you could have done no actual deep dive on strategy. It's through intrinsic data, meaning you've done this long enough, man. Nobody needs to teach you who your target is. You've had 1,000 conversations with your target. So when you open your mouth, you know how to get their attention. You know how to add value. They already have credibility with you. And your call to actions drive a behavior that makes them move and share things. And so you're a master at that. So imagine if you did get organized about it, which is what you said you're going to do. You're going to start getting really hyper organized. You know, then you could channel it. And you could create different revenue streams, opportunities, partnerships. That's the thing. Everybody talks about marketing. The thing that drives me nuts is when they hear I'm a marketer, they immediately say, What's the best Facebook ad, man? I'm just trying to get more leads. They go right to that. And I think about the fact that if you had more authority in your space and credibility, what about recruiting better damn talent to your company to get bigger and grow? No one ever thinks of, the holistic side of marketing, of like the ability to promote yourself and make connections that drive partnerships for better technology, working with systems like you. They're just so granularly focused on like a damn Facebook lead instead of the ability to have control online, to have persuasion online,
Influence.
Yeah, influence, real influence.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, when I think about it, but influence has definitely, helped.
Yeah.
I always tell people it took me 20 years to build this place into an 8-figure company.
Yeah.
Seemed like forever.
Yeah.
Now I can build an 8-figure company relatively quick.
Faster because
with
you've done it.
My personal brand.
That's right.
Well, it's not because I've done it. It's because I have a personal brand.
Right. So you can make connections quicker.
If I need something or any kind of resource, I want to raise money, I want to do anything, I talk about it on social media and all my platforms. Easy. And dude, thousands of people DM in that I never would have had access to.
Yeah.
And obviously there's people that want to support, and help. There's people that just want to be around.
Yep.
I mean, I had one time I'm flying somewhere in a private jet. I think the jet was like 59,000. And I said, hey, I got freaking 8 seats open. If anybody wants to go, 10 G's a seat.
Yeah.
And dude,
you filled every seat.
In one day, 8 people wired me 10 G's.
That's it, man. You have influence. They trust you.
Yeah, they trust because they already know.
That's
dude,
the key.
I'm not going to, and not only that, trust, I think, is the main thing.
It is the main thing.
And that's why I always tell people to be authentic because, dude, if you lose trust, you're done.
That's it.
If people don't trust you, and by the way, they can trust you to be a fuck up too.
Yep.
Like, all trust isn't good trust.
Yep.
Because somebody goes, well, how do you figure that? What if I trust that you're going to fuck my wife?
Mm-hmm.
What if I trust you're going to drop the ball?
Mm-hmm.
What if I trust you are going to rip me off?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not a good trust.
No. So the earned media that I said you've been doing so well in has a good side and a bad side. So you can earn bad media too. And when you do that, think of a restaurant with 3 1-star Google reviews, you're shut down. You're done. That's bad media.
I hate the fact that that's possible too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's just asshole customers.
True.
And they'll go give you a bad review when you didn't necessarily do what they're saying.
Yeah.
I forget which one it is. Green door, glass door, some sort of door.
Oh, yeah.
The glass door.
Yeah. I've been at companies where they literally don't even use it because they know it's just a place for disgruntled employees to go bitch.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so I've been in business 20 years. So I'm on Glassdoor. You can go find me. Yeah. And what's funny is a lot of people go look and call me back and they're like, that's the reason I wanted to work there.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. Because someone will talk shit and then I'll respond to the shit talkers.
Oh, I love it.
And it's funny. like one guy said, wishy-washy or I forget. They're fired. They're pissed.
They're
talking
pissed.
shit.
They didn't work out.
They said that I'm bipolar. I think it was bipolar. And I says, I forget what I said, but it was funny.
That's
Go
funny.
read them.
I will.
There's not that many, but they're funny, dude.
There's a company in Arizona, and I can't remember the name. They print out their Glassdoor bad reviews and they wallpaper the room with all the funny bad reviews.
Well, I haven't had any in a long time, but I like when I got them because I'd go get to number 1, get feedback, but number 2, I get to now whoever's reading that negativity, I get to now respond.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
That is awesome. I'm going to go read for sure.
Dude, go read them. You'll laugh.
Okay.
There's a couple of them where I just outdid myself. It's funny.
I can't
wait.
I
hired someone here one time and they brought up Glassdoor and I said, oh yeah, our Glassdoor rating's pretty good. Cause it's still pretty good, even though there's a few shit talkers.
Yeah, of course.
They said, yeah, the comment you made about, when someone told you this, and you said this, he said, that's when I knew I had to work here.
That's amazing. Well, back to your point, authenticity.
Got to be real.
Got to be real.
So when you left all these big companies and found another one, why at some point, why did you just start and keep doing your own? Like, how did Grant convince you?
It's such a good question. I hadn't learned what I needed to learn yet. You can work for big companies and still not know how to freaking build one.
But there's also you can work for big companies and not learn how to build one either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have all the things that I needed. Truth is, I had some marketing strategy, technique in my background. I had a lot of marketing. Sales was a different animal. They don't teach, Starbucks isn't teaching people how to qualify calls and how to go through a sales cycle. And, so it's just a different animal. I still needed to learn a lot of those techniques. And I did that in my 3 years there. I learned a lot more about building a business, right? And I learned, things about how to build a business incorrectly. So this is my third time building an agency. And I thought, this is the one, this is the time. This makes the most sense.
So would you go put on those classes in the little room?
Yeah, I did work. They were called marketing workshops. And
who would come in there?
Every Saturday and Sunday, business owners from around the country.
So again, every Saturday and Sunday.
Every week. I was in Scottsdale. So I lived in Washington, and I would fly to Scottsdale, and then I'd fly to Miami, and then back to Scottsdale. So what we did is my wife and I sold the house. We bought condos in every city. We got 3 kids. We had a traveling nanny. We basically just uprooted and said, we're just going to be a mobile family. We did homeschooling like you, and we just ported the kids around. They did school in Miami and Scottsdale. Every 2 weeks, I got a 6-year-old, a 8-year-old, and a 9-year-old, and we're all just boom, 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 just back and forth into all these cities. It was a wild 3 years, man. It was very different, but I learned a lot, and I was ready to go. I was ready to roll.
So now, how long have you been on your own now?
So coming up on 2 years and some change.
So do you have big name clients again? You started
Ryan Serhant is one of my clients.
Currently.
Yeah. Glenn Sanford, EXP CEO, Success Magazine CEO, work on his personal brand. We do a lot of stuff with EXP. We did EXP Con last year here in Vegas, had realtors from around the world. We did all the content creation, lots of marketing for that. Work with a lot of successful entrepreneurs that nobody knows, which is kind of my forte. I get a lot of people who have built successful businesses, but back to your point, they didn't have a personal brand. Nobody really knew who they were. And they're moving into kind of the next phase of their life. And they're like, I don't even know how to log into my Instagram, So I get a lot of entrepreneurs that say, hey, Buck, I need to work on my personal brand. We've got a few of those. And then we have health companies. We got IV companies and hormone replacement companies that we work with, entertainment companies, golf simulator companies out of Washington, D.C., big real estate brokerage in Dubai. The biggest real estate brokerage in Dubai is my client. They're called Luxury Properties is what they're called.
So is there a process you put them through? Like what happens when a new company comes on board?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. First thing we do is an audit. We take a look at what they're currently doing, what they're doing right, what they're not doing, where are some areas of opportunity. The first thing is...
what if they're not doing anything?
Fantastic. Sometimes people say to me, they're like, Buck, you're going to hate this. We're not doing anything. I say, I love it. It's a canvas. Let's paint, because the people who've been doing it wrong, sometimes it's more costly to undo what they've been doing wrong and do it the right way.
Yeah.
So I don't mind when somebody's not doing anything. It just means we start from scratch. But, the word strategy scares business owners, because a lot of business owners hear strategy and they think, oh, there's going to be a process and what do I need to do? And this is going to take a long time. And they just want to get to the conversion, right? There's just like, when do we see results and traction? And so I'm big on partnerships. I'm not like one of those agencies that's running funnels that's saying, hey, we guarantee you 20 calls in 10 days, you're going to get all your money back. Like those guys, they fly by night. Their retention is ridiculous. They retain 10% of their clients and then they can't help the other ones. It's a crapshoot. I'm focused on long, year-long, 2-year-long, 5-year-long relationships. So I build out blueprint strategies. I build out foundational elements of their marketing, their tech stack, where things are coming in, where it automates, where it nurtures, where it goes. So there's a little bit of operations in there. And then I focus on those brand elements, who they are, why they're different, who they target, the personas. That's largely what I did at Starbucks. We focused in on targets. So we studied for 6 months the drinker of a pumpkin spice latte to determine that her name was Heather and that she doesn't have as much disposable income, but she likes to be influential in her small group of people. She may buy Uggs because she knows they're popular, but she gets them at the end of the season because she's being frugal. But as long as she knows that PSL is coming out first and she can share that on social media, then she's excited because she gets to be on the good side of FOMO. She doesn't want to be on the bad side of FOMO. So when we dark post the Heather persona at Starbucks, we drove an increase of 20% on revenue for pumpkin spice that year that we were there. And so I'm taking those same principles to other businesses and saying, how well do you really know your targets? The business owners, they're male, they're 35 to 55. That's our persona. But you got to know them so intimately, and you got to understand their challenges so that you can speak their language quicker. It's all about the sales cycle from cold to warm. So how do we get them from cold to warm faster? We make sure they know that you understand who they are. That's trust. That's when you speak to somebody about a challenge they're having and you give them validity or value in how to solve that problem, you can shorten the sales cycle. But too many people are just broad. I call it casting nets. A lot of marketing is just taking a net and seeing what you can grab. Instead of being so damn specific, you spearfish the exact persona or target that you're looking for. So we spend a little bit of time building that.
How do you target them? So like, for example, Lightspeed, one of its functions, why Grant's still on it, can't necessarily, I mean, he could if he really wanted to, I suppose, but it's too inconvenient to go because there's not one out there that does what we do. And that is the ability to spin up another system and customize it.
Yeah.
So I call that B2B play.
Sure.
So if I'm looking for people like, hey, if you train businesses, I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
How do I go target that on Facebook?
Yeah, great question. So B2B is still a person. That's the first thing. Everybody says, I don't target people. I target B2B. B2B is still a person, still a gatekeeper, still an influencer. I'm not looking for B2B.
I'm looking for companies that sell to businesses, which would be a B2B targeted company. But it's not, I mean, I'm not, like Grant Cardone, that's a person. Well, it's also a company.
Sure. So there's somebody in that company that you got to talk to.
Yeah, but
and
Grant,
isn't Grant.
But Grant, when I met Grant, well, I sold Grant.
Back
then it was just Grant.
Early on. Yeah.
Just right now I probably wouldn't get to Grant.
Jared, right? That was
No, Jared wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there.
Hell no, dude.
This was California.
Yeah. It was a guy his first guy we named, his name was Justin.
Okay.
But Jared eventually became, replaced Justin.
Yeah.
But, Grant was a person that sold to car dealerships. And so I knew he needed my system to private label and give control to each one. Because they want their controls. They don't just want a big library of videos.
Yep.
They want to track, measure, monitor, and have their own control.
Yep.
Well, my system's the only one that does that.
Yep.
So if someone were to tell me, Brad, who is your target? I may be able to tell you exactly who I'm looking for. But how do you now leverage these tools to find them?
Fantastic. That's a great question. What I would do, the first thing I would suggest is I would have your team go back and look at the data. Let's look at the financial information. Which target drove the highest impact on revenue last year, last month, last quarter? 80% of businesses say, I don't know, right? Like their data's messy. They usually don't even know. They don't have it segmented the right way. They can't attach a $sign to a target. It's not segmented in a CRM the right way. So I'll go through and clean it up. We'll look at filters and try to clean that up. But the first thing I do is let's look at what has worked to create your revenue. Every month, who on your retention, who's paying, who are those personas? We might find that Grant Cardone guy is big. He's a big whale, but 80% of your business might be someone else, mom and pop. I don't know. I don't know until we look at the information. You probably know because you've done it long enough, but we take that persona and I study that individual, that particular person, and we extrapolate the information on that persona. So I would take Grant and I would say, hey, what do we know about Grant so that I can mirror the target, a lookalike just like Grant?
But how many of them are there?
The data would show us that. If I had Grant's data, I could say how many of them. So in Grant's,
I do have Grant's data.
Yeah. So Amazon has 186 data points on me.
See, that's another thing. Like, for example, someone always says, so you have the data on anyone who ever bought a course from Grant or Tony Robbins or any of these people that are on your platform. Yes, I do.
Yes.
So that's extremely valuable.
It's called data science. So now you have to take it.
But that data is not who I'm looking for. Why? Well, because those people are buying from them.
Correct.
They're buying courses. I don't want to sell you courses.
Yeah.
I want to sell you a system so you can sell courses.
Correct.
So I'm looking for a Grant Cardone because he trained businesses. Yeah. Now there's other people that teach individuals. I can help them also, but my technology is more valuable to the people that need the B2B play.
Yeah. You're looking for coaches, entrepreneurs that are in the education space. There's levels, right?
But only to businesses.
Yeah.
Not people.
Yeah. Entities. Right. So
like in other words, Grant will also
Tom Ferry, right?
Grant will also teach people.
Yeah.
if you go to Cardone University as an individual, you can buy an individual. All it is a big library of videos.
Correct.
There's no tracking. There's no measuring. There's no nothing. Because
you need the middleman.
You're an individual.
Yeah.
But if I'm an employer with 10 salespeople, I don't want to pay my 10 salespeople to go there because now I can't track them. I can't measure them.
Right.
So I want like my own version of that.
Yes.
Problem is you can't, Grant can't make it for you.
Right.
With our system, he can, which is why he still uses us.
Right.
He just presses a button and boom, now you've got your own customized version of Cardone University.
Right.
Or any of my other clients.
Yep.
So when I'm sitting in a marketing meeting at Lightspeed, I say, okay, I'm not looking for a grant, even though I'd love to find a million more grants.
Sure.
There's not that many.
No, there's not.
So I can't
there's
try
layers.
and target those. But what
There's
I can
tiers.
target is show me a training organization, because that's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a training organization that targets businesses.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's sales or customer service or HR and inclusion and diversity. I don't care what you're training them, but do you train businesses? And if the answer is yes, I do train businesses. Yeah. Well, then you need to see what I have, and that's who I want to market to.
You're looking for Andy Elliott 5 years ago.
Well, again,
on the upcome, right? You're looking for because now Andy's huge, right?
See, it's funny that you say that, because when you talk to him today, ask him what's happened in the last 2 years when I did find him.
Yeah.
But what's funny is he came here and he wasn't interested. And a buddy of mine talked to him and said, you got to go talk to Brad Lee. He talked to one of my sales guys. Mm-hmm. And now, dude, he's getting real popular real quick. Yep. And it wasn't 5 years ago. It's been like in the last couple. Yeah. But I'm looking for another Andy Elliott, more Andy Elliott's.
They're on the, I see them all. These are the guys that are reaching out to me. They want to be Andy. They want to be you. There's a whole network. That's what I'm saying. There's tiers. There's guys that make it and guys that don't, guys that try. And, I can think of other people that are doing education systems. Like, who would get into education, but not really doing it yet because he's running automotive. But like Brian Binstock would be a great guy. He talks to business owners all day long. Biggest Acura dealership out of New York.
But does he talk to the business owners' employees?
Does he talk to their employees? Does he specifically train them? He would. He speaks on stages.
I know, but there's a difference, just so you know, because if you start using...
Like how Andy trains people. Like yesterday,
Andy doesn't train the dealer. Andy trades the dealer's employees.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below.
And Grant doesn't train the dealer. He trains the dealer's employees. Now, once they evolved and they're all doing it and starting to, Andy more so now than before, but now Andy will create a program for the dealers.
Yep. The other thing,
but they didn't start that way. It's like, let me train your sales guys. Yeah. Let me train your sales guys.
Yep.
And then you hire me. I train your sales guys. Your sales go up. And then for years, I never had anything for you. Yeah. But now it's like, okay, now let me train you how to do some things.
Yes.
Now they're higher level, higher tickets.
Yep. I would also say where there is an Andy Elliott, he knows the other Andy Elliott's. So that's earned media. Like, Andy, who else is in this game in this space?
But that's
not competitively, but just in other verticals, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know that he knows any.
No.
Those guys are competitive. Meaning, if I ask Grant, so Grant, who do you know that?
Well, I don't know that you'd ask it that way.
They wouldn't do it.
But I mean, you
matter of fact, I got people that didn't do Lightspeed because Grant was on it.
Really?
Just I don't want to be like Grant. I'm like, it'd be a good one to model yourself after.
Yeah, he's got a nice jet.
I would do it. You don't want to be like Grant. Like, that's kind of dumb. By the way, I heard he uses a phone. Isn't that what that is in your hand?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you better throw that bitch away. Grant's using phones. But at the end of the day, dude.
Yeah.
To me, marketing should be number one, what you were going at.
Yeah.
Who is your target market? Because if you can really identify who your target is, well, the next hard part is probably easy for you, but the next hard part for the average Joe is to now leverage Facebook. Because I'm looking for someone like this. Well, when I go to try to buy media on Facebook, it lets me target a few things, but I don't see, people who own businesses. That's options not there. So how do you know how to leverage the tools to get the people you're looking for? I'm looking for people because they work at those businesses.
That's right.
But who am I looking for?
Yeah.
And how do I find them? Using those programs.
You got to know the attributes. You got to understand
them.
I
do.
Yeah, as long as you have them and you know them, there are other attributes. So you can say people in these locations at these ages, very basic, very broad, very high. That's where people stop.
Yeah, but that could be everywhere.
Right. That's broad. But then you keep going. Who also follow these accounts specifically, who also have liked this content, who have visited these geolocations, WeWorks, they visited these places. They always go to Starbucks. They always go to this conference center.
That's knowing them extremely well.
Yeah, you got to know them so intimately. You got to, well, there's 3 ways to do it. There's third-party data. You can buy it. That's what Starbucks does, right? I worked on some automotive campaigns where we literally knew if you were Catholic and lived in Minnesota and your car was more than 3 years old because we bought it from credit card data, right? We knew all this information about people. So you can buy that. Most business owners don't have the luxury to buy it. I get it. It's expensive. The second kind of data is your own data. So you can go through your systems and understand that information. But the third thing you can do is talk to your consumer. The easiest thing, if somebody's in the startup phase right now, they're like, Buck, I don't have any budget for this and I need to learn. The 2 things I would suggest to any entrepreneur right now, 1, ChatGPT is your best friend. They got a lot of data and you can ask it a lot of freaking questions. It'll build the persona. In fact, you tell it, you're a marketing expert. I'm not. And I want you to help me build this target persona. And here's all the information I have on them from my database. What other questions should I be asking? And it spits back questions you should probably want to ask. What's the median household income? Are they married or divorced? How long have they been married? How many kids do they have? Right? Like it'll start spitting these questions back to you.
But how do you know this stuff?
Which stuff?
How many kids do they have? I don't know.
It'll give you this, so USPS gives you a lot of information for free. You can look up zip code.
But doesn't that like let's say Grant happens to have 2 kids. So now I'm saying I'm looking for the ones with 2 kids. Well, this guy has 3. So he ain't good. He's got 3.
No, it's not that specific. What we know about that persona is that they are typically married and they have children and family is important to them. So if you know family's important to them and you have to decide if you're going to make a cold call on a Sunday, but you know they're religious in nature and they have children, you would decide not to target them on a Sunday when they're not online, right? It's as specific as you can be, but general in nature. So kids, I would say knowing 2 kids versus 3 is ancillary data. Knowing they have them is important, especially when you say, hey, school season's kicking back up, man. How's it been? Kids getting back into school.
How'd you sleep?
How'd you sleep? Yeah. Grant doesn't care.
How'd everybody sleep?
I
kind of identify with that a little bit. Only because
it doesn't matter how you slept.
Well, I mean, it just depends on the mood. But I could see the mood he was in when he said that to you. Because like I've been in that mood before, where it's like, honestly, who gives a fuck? Like, why would you ask that question? I'm curious because it's like, I don't want to call it small talk, but a lot of people will sit down, they'll make a comment like that. And like Grant's right. They don't give a fuck
just
how
trying
you
to
slept.
Make a connection.
They're just trying to start a conversation.
That's all it is. And he didn't want to do it. And he said, do you really care how I slept last night?
But you had a good answer.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, it's a big day, brother.
It's a big day. You're getting on stage with Tony Robbins, man. I do want to know.
But you could have also said, no. Give a fuck how you slept.
No.
And not only that, him and Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned later, small talk is a waste of time. The worst sales mistake you could ever make.
What?
Small talk.
Hey, listen, I'll give you a bomb on that one. I just said it the other day, like, dude, cut the small talk. When people call me on the phone, hey, Brad, how are you? How are those nights doing?
Yeah.
They doing well? It's like, dude, what the fuck do you want? Yeah. What do you want? Like, I don't mind when salesmen call me because I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
But get to the fucking point.
That's right.
Cut to the chase.
Get to the value.
Be real.
That's right.
Hey, I'm interested in seeing if you guys would do this or that other thing. Yeah. I go, not interested or whatever.
Yeah.
But cut to the chase.
That's it, man.
Do you agree?
I totally agree.
That's interesting.
Not
many people agree to that.
Well, you have to be trained to know that.
There's a bunch of spiels going on out there.
Oh, man. Those intros are hideous. There's a lot of bad salespeople.
And what's funny is like, I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't like hanging up on people. I think it's rude. So when I pick up the phone, when it's unknown, I'm like, I never pick up unknown. But when I do, I'm like, hello, because I do it on occasion.
Yeah.
And it's sure enough, is this Brad Leah? As soon as I think, okay. Well,
you're already off.
They don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm like.
And why are you using the last name?
I'm like, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
Well, how you doing, sir? Is the weather good out there?
No.
And, I'm like, what can I help you with?
What do you want?
Well, the reason for my call today, and I'm like, and all of a sudden you can hear them reading the script.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad at all to hang up.
No.
But when someone's calling, they're just a human being trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't hang up on them.
You give them the benefit.
Yeah, because they're talking. They're a human being trying to connect.
Yeah.
They're not a fucking reading a script.
That's the worst.
You read a script, I'm done.
Script's the worst.
I hate them.
Yeah.
Even if it's a good script.
It's a numbers game. They work.
So when people ask me before, what's the difference between marketing and sales? I say, marketing gets the phone to ring, and sales is what happens when you answer it.
Conversion.
Right. So it's like they're two different things for sure.
Flow into the business.
And just because you can close like a motherfucker, like I can, doesn't mean you can drive your phone to ring.
Got to have both.
Yeah. And people always assume that I'm some killer marketer. And I'm like, guys, listen, I'm starting to learn, and I'm probably decent, but
you're doing well.
I don't really do it much. Why?
Yeah.
Fortunately, because I haven't had to.
Yeah.
But dude, I've been at the same 8 figures for a while.
Yeah. Imagine if you did.
I'm tired of this fucking level.
Yeah.
Like I need now, and I've been floating, dude. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't probably worked in 10 years.
Really?
I mean, not really, but because I don't like this ain't work.
This isn't work. Right.
But I need to get going. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, I know. How about I start marketing? Yeah. There's a fucking novel idea.
Let's go, man.
And that's another, 100,000 people out there listening to this right now.
I love it.
I always say, like, I'm buying businesses recently. Mm-hmm. And so I first say, send me your P&Ls. The first thing I do is I want to see what their marketing budget is. Anytime I see zero marketing budget or very little marketing budget, I know that this is an opportunity for me now. Why? Wow. Well, because I can change this business.
That's right.
Relatively easily.
That's right.
Just by marketing.
Yeah.
Properly.
Yeah.
Because you can be marketing and doesn't mean you're marketing right. Yeah. But my point is when nobody's marketing, you can tell instantly that you could double, triple, quadruple that business just walking in and doing it. So here's my question for you. As closing day agency, you've got the know-how, the ability, the resources to help somebody.
That's right.
Why wouldn't you put out a campaign where you're looking for a handful of businesses? Yes. To partner with. Yes. Meaning you're not charging them. You're going to be their CMO for free.
For equity.
Yeah. Now give me a piece of that love.
There's a model that exists. I've talked about this
a million times.
I know. That's the end of the journey. They've got some that do and some that don't. You have to qualify to get into the equity piece.
You qualify?
Yeah, have a lot of money.
Who are we talking about? Who has to qualify?
Well, in the ventures model, not everybody can just do the equity piece.
No, I know, but for example, if I told you, hey, I'll give you 20% equity here if you can get me to this number, and it's worth way more than the salary would be, and you did the math and you did the research and you realized, man, I could blow this place up. Yeah, that'd be a good move.
It's a model.
Well, there's companies out there doing it.
I know there are.
And Brandon Dawson and Grant are one of them.
Yes,
they're saying, partner with us. Yep. And we'll quadruple you and show you how to exit, and you'll be rich. Would you want 100% of nothing or half of something? Yeah. And they give equity and money.
That's right.
To the Cardone Group.
That's right.
And all they do, not that there's it's nothing. If Grant listens to this, I don't want him getting all butthurt. But all they do is they go in there and they establish some processes and some systems and some marketing and some sales.
That's right, which they don't have.
I know, but that's all they're doing.
Yeah,
that's all they're doing.
Business, yeah.
So you could do that because marketing is crucial. So all I'm saying is, how come you don't say to businesses, if you're the right business, because you got to apply. Yeah. If you're the right business, which means, damn, dude, they're profitable as hell. They're not even marketing. There's so much potential here. If I came in there and helped these guys, they'd blow up.
I've talked about it.
I'd walk in and I'd say, dude, I don't need my salary or my fee. So I want equity.
It's an exciting question because I've talked about this to a good buddy of mine who runs $1 billion agency out of DC. They're called Tier 10. And he and I talk about this all the time because we know this model exists. I know guys that are doing it and it's huge. It's great for them. Some companies make it. Some of them don't necessarily do it. They have a filter they use to figure out who they're going to help. They have a lot of capital, meaning since there is no revenue stream and they're doing it for free, there's investing dollars to have a good team of people to help build those companies out. And then you're putting stake on yourself, liabilities on you to build them out, right?
Yeah, it's performance-based. I like that.
In a weird way, I've got a hybrid model of that. And maybe you can talk me into this model more like doing like a full-blown model. But right now, people ask me, they're like, are you going to sell this agency? And honestly, the market value for agencies right now, no one's buying agencies at good numbers right now. And they're more interested in consolidating agencies than they are buying them. So my goal ultimately is not to sell this agency. It is a vehicle for me to meet really amazing people like you, entrepreneurs. In the last 2 years, there are 2 companies that I have partnered with and created new LLCs and entities with. I created a fitness show with some of my partners. I've created new real estate models with some of my other partners. There's new opportunities coming out of the agency. It's kind of a backwards way of doing it, I guess, but that way I have revenue coming in for services, and I'm finding places to either start new companies or take equity. I'm not against taking equity, but I don't know. I mean, as a full model of just no services, no service fees, and we just go equity only, I think that could be like roadmap, like next year or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be just a division.
I like it.
Because again, I mean, you'd have to.
You want to do it with me?
You'd have to look. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to blackrhinoequity.com right now.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Nice. You giving services?
Well, no, I mean, I might give money. The question is do you want to grow and scale your company or sell your company?
I see what you're saying.
And people are like, yeah, I want to sell my company.
So Rhino would fund my concept is what you're saying.
No.
Does Rhino offer services to employees?
You should do what Rhino's doing.
Oh, I see. You want me to compete?
Yeah.
It's your company, man.
There's enough to go around. Dude, there's tons to go around.
Really? So what services do you help these businesses
I'll be competing
with?
technically with Cardone Ventures.
I'd rather partner.
And by the way, Alex Hormozy, you heard of him.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got doing acquisitions.com. It's all the same shit, dude.
Sure.
It's hey, if I'm running my company at $10 million a year and I'm netting 2 and I spend 20 years and it just stays there and stays there forever. Or I partner with Alex or Grant or Buck Wise. It doesn't matter. Whoever I partner with takes me to 150 million.
That's the key.
Who's smarter?
That's the
key. Person that gave away half his company to get to 150 or the person that kept it at 10?
Yeah.
Because that's what people think. They're like, why would I give you half? Well, dude, there can be an agreement put together that I will give you half if you get me to 150.
Yeah.
So now you have to go look at their financials and decide. It's because it's a gamble for you because you're going to do shit with no money.
That's right.
But when I look at these businesses that we're looking at and I see that there's no marketing, dude, I guarantee you I can double businesses' fucking income.
Well,
almost instantly.
There's no question.
By marketing.
Yeah.
Like, so it tells me these fools aren't marketing.
Yeah.
And by the way, we bought an RV dealership. No marketing.
Wow.
We walked into that RV dealership, barely started marketing, 3x the revenue.
Wow.
Barely started marketing.
That's amazing.
And again, they're marketing it like, local newspapers and, fucking fairs and like dumb little stupid shit that I don't even think there's much of a budget yet.
No.
But still, when you see that there's no marketing budget, you know that there's an opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
So as people are listening to this, they're like, well, what's my marketing budget? Folks, go look at your marketing budget.
Right.
If you don't have one,
right,
there's an indication that you are scalable just by instituting marketing.
It's true.
And if you don't know how, again, call someone like this.
That's right. The other thing people don't realize is that you're always focused on the net new leads. So when they think of I need marketing dollars to go get new clients, a lot of times we come in and we start studying the data and looking at companies. We can increase 10, 20% on your revenue just by using the damn database that you're not even squeezing.
Yeah, or by existing.
That's it, existing. The retention clients. So there's so many companies with years of history and they're just looking for new people. They're just trying to create flow back into the business and they've forgotten that they've already paid and bought people in their ecosystem and they're just not tapping into them.
Which would make a ton of dough.
That's it.
Now, dude, what are you doing with these events? I know that you're having an event October 6th and 7th in Dallas.
You're going to be there, man. You're going to be blowing up the stage.
Dude, I will be there. And by that time, I will have a actual speech.
Oh, you're working on something really nice for October?
Yes, right.
Wow. Are you working with like a speech coach or?
No. When I've been on stages, I don't really know what I'm going to say until I'm there.
Which I love. That's why you're authentic. People like that.
Well, then I just talk. And I like that. And I like the fact that if you see me on Monday and you see me on Wednesday, it may not be the same thing.
I like this new Brad Lee. You're getting organized, man.
Starting to. Like I said, I'm a late bloomer. I'm starting to wise up.
I like it.
Dude, that's another thing. Wise guys. Your last name gives you so many marketing.
Go buck plays. Yourself. Buck off.
Yeah.
It goes forever.
But I'm going to, I was trying to do it before WealthCon.
Okay.
But I haven't had a chance to. So I just go talk
Ryan misses out. Okay.
Yeah. But no, by yours, I will have a speech.
Okay.
Now someone says, well, what's the difference between a talk and a speech, Brad?
Yeah.
A talk is I walk out there and I just talk. A speech is something where if you see me do it and then you come back and saw it on Friday, it would be the same thing.
That's right.
You heard the same thing.
Yep.
It's a speech.
Yeah. It's structured in a way to give value and education to the audience, right? It's not just you giving life experiences. It's like, hey, this is exactly what you're going to get. Do you have a teaser for what you're working on? Anything that you can talk about?
Well, it's going to be, unless something changes, probably based on a couple of things.
Okay.
But
you don't want to give it up?
Well, I mean,
high level.
Well, high level, it's going to be how to basically build a brand,
nice,
a personal brand.
Love that.
And leverage it to, easily 10x your business.
I would want to learn from you.
Yeah,
so that's great.
And I've done it. So it's not like I don't know how.
That's right.
I'll tell you exactly what I did. I've got a whole framework laid out.
Yep.
To where I tell people literally even what equipment to use.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, if you want to know how to build a personal brand, you definitely want to come to this event.
That's
in
amazing.
October.
Yeah. October 6th.
It'll be step by step. Plus I'll be bringing a little book about that thick that everyone gets in the audience.
That's really nice.
Yeah. But I have to develop the speech to go along with it.
So that's October 6th, Success Unleashed.
Write a few jokes.
You're going to be on stage with Andy. Elliot's going to kick off. He's going to kick the nuts out of that room.
Yes, he does.
He's going to come out on stage with his tight pants.
Dude, Andy fires people up.
He does. He's going to crush it.
And he's passionate. Like, he ain't a fakey.
Yep.
Like, when he's saying what he's saying, he really believes it. He walks the walk.
That's why you guys gel well together. You got that in common.
Well, thank you.
That authenticity.
Again, compliment for me because I've I've watched Andy for a while now.
Yeah, he's good.
And a lot of times it's like, they're a little full of shit. But like Grant wasn't full of shit. Grant, when he's talking and he's preaching, dude, that's the shit he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not telling you to do something he ain't doing back at his office.
People always ask me, like, how's Grant behind closed doors? Says the same shit he says on video.
Yeah. So, I mean, like Grant, Andy, like real people. Tony Robbins, dude.
Yeah.
That dude is a machine.
Really?
He's not have you spent any time with him?
A little bit here and there, not a lot, not enough to say I know him.
He walks the walk. He believes what he's telling you.
That's cool.
There's some people, man, they'll tell you some shit, but they're not really believing it.
Sure. Yeah, I like his new health journey. I'm following all that.
And then you got Jesse Itzler.
Jesse Itzler's going to be there.
Dude, he's fucking awesome.
He's so cool, man. Sold his net jets to Buffett, and he's got the coconut water and all that stuff.
Forget that. He married freaking what's her name with the Spanx.
Who did he marry?
Blake? No, not Blake.
Sarah Blakely. Sarah Blakely. Woo.
Yeah, dude.
That's $1 billion there.
Dude, can you imagine? But what's cool is he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to. No, he's good. And then Gary V.
And they're cool people.
Yeah. And Gary's going to wrap us up.
And Gary V, dude, I don't know real well, but I had a chance to meet him recently. He was a cool dude.
You're going to. You're doing a private dinner with him.
Dude, he seemed very authentic as well.
He seems like he's just raw. Yeah. And he seems real grounded now too. He was kind of hyped back in the day, and he seems real mellow now.
Yeah,
like focused.
Yeah, when I talked to him, he was like a little sincere. It's funny too though, because he says to me, keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're good. You're doing well. You're gonna do well.
Yeah,
almost like my
like you haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't, and he's done it better than me.
Done it.
He was allowed to say that because again, dude, in my opinion, Gary V. Like, I like his style.
Mm-hmm.
My speaking style is like Gary's.
It is.
Gary doesn't have a speech.
Yeah.
He'll go out there and say what he thinks.
He riffs. Yeah.
And I like that. Why? Because I can see him 3-4 times and I don't get tired of him.
It's so true.
If I see a speech where it's like, it's the same fucking speech as I heard last year. Well, now you say, oh, we got so-and-so coming. I'm like, oh, who gives a shit?
So you're going to hear the same thing. Yeah. It's true. No, he always freshens it up. So successunleashed.com is the website. Tickets are on sale. There's VIP. There's a private dinner if they want to have dinner with you and Gary. There's only 20 seats.
Wow.
But yeah, only 20 seats at the steakhouse. And so successunleashed.com is the website. October 6th at the Omni in Dallas.
Texas.
It's going to be awesome, man.
And I'll probably do a private jet and sell a few seats to come with me.
You might as well. I bet Andy will hop on it with you and bring the crew.
Andy will hop on it.
I know he will.
I'm going out to one on the 20th and Andy's hopping on. All right. Great, well, listen, folks, if you guys ain't going, make sure you go, because not only will it be a good time,
I
think you're going to learn a ton of shit.
And Brian McCauley is a legend in Dallas, and he really is the guy spearheading this whole event. Brian McCauley is his name, and he's one of the biggest lenders in Dallas. And
Really?
this is his baby, man. He's really excited about it.
I was going to say, like, how'd you start getting into events now? So
Because,
it's his thing?
I work. See, this is what I'm saying. The agency is a vehicle. So I work with people, and then we say, hey, let's do this together. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're going to do the marketing. I'll do the funding. Okay, let's go. Let's put this thing together, So
how many people do you think will show up?
We have 1,000 seats. And so I think we'll sell out in less than 30 days.
With the lineup you have, dude,
That's
Gary
a
V,
big
Jesse
lineup.
Itzler, Andy Elliott.
Yeah.
I don't like saying myself because, like, who cares?
Bradley.
Who cares?
No, it's good. Bradley sells tickets. That's why you're coming.
Well, I appreciate that. I can tell you that I will have something that will be worth the ticket by myself.
I'm sure.
The problem is a lot of people go to those events, dude, and they don't do anything.
I know. They don't even take notes.
They go there, they're sitting there laughing, and people asked me one time, dude, who should I listen to? Which speaker's the one I need to listen to? And I said, dude, it's not necessarily the speakers.
Yep.
Because quite honestly, dude, you listen to the speakers, you can hear that shit on social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people in the audience next to you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the son of a bitch that paid the same ticket you did to go to that private dinner. Like, who are they? What are they doing?
That's right.
There's a connection. There's business to be had. It's a networking thing.
That's exactly right.
It's relationships, dude. Relationships, believe it or not, is where all revenue comes from.
That's the truth.
And if you build more relationships, you'll have more money.
Opportunity.
Well, opportunity equals money.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, most people don't get that. So
Gotta meet
when they
people.
say, like, who should I see on the stage? Listen to them all, take notes, but listen, find out who's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself the whole time. Meet the people that you're there
And
with.
don't pitch them on site.
No, dude.
Just develop the relationship.
build a relationship.
Quit being so transactional.
Pitch and hey, there's another bomb. Because again, dude, transactional people, like, I don't think they get it.
No, they don't. They have no self-awareness.
I know a guy that's extremely talented. Every time I talk to him, dude, I want to hire the dude. And every time we get to where I'm about to, he fucking goes directly
one on you.
transactional. And it's all about this. And
Yeah.
like, it's almost like elementary.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, well, give me a call, dude. We'll talk. And I'm thinking, I don't want him around.
No.
Why? Because he's fucking transactional.
Yeah, nobody does.
Not a real one.
Nope.
I don't think anyway.
Nope.
But I know people that are successful that are just transactional.
Unless the product or service is so good that your shitty sales tactic works. That's it.
But I mean, you can be transactional and still win.
You can.
I know a couple people
It's a
that
numbers
are
game.
transactional.
It's a numbers game. They ain't going to close you, but they're going to close somebody.
They're going to close people.
You do 400 calls in a day, you're eventually going to close somebody.
Well, listen, guys, about Buck on Instagram or social
right.
media, buckwise.com, closing day agency. The event in October, come hang with me. Matter of fact, I'll come up with some sort of, follow me on social media. We'll collaborate and do something. We're all like, I'll buy a VIP ticket for a lucky listener.
Oh, nice. I love that.
But we got to figure out something to where they'll all do something and we'll pick one.
Yeah, I like it. They got to share something that you
Or buy tickets and I'll pick one to upgrade.
There we go. That, or just what I would say is, let's go to earned media. Let's put your strategy together. Go to Brad's podcasts and pick one of your favorite clips and share it. And you're going to pick somebody that shares one of your favorite podcasts, or you just choose which clip you want them to share. Boop, 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 boop.
Good idea.
Break the algorithm, man.
Let's do it. Well, Buck, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, Brad. I
Folks,
appreciate it.
You have anything for the Bomb Squad before we go?
Dude, what haven't we said? We've laid it all out. We've put it out there.
Well, folks, if you didn't get it, marketing is key. If you're in business for yourself, you want to blow up your business, start marketing. If you don't know how, call Buck. Until next time, keep it real.
You had to value yourself more, and most people don't value themselves, and that's the problem. You're gonna run around for the next 3 years trying to go to all these events, and you ain't gonna do shit, because the actions you take are gonna be based on the beliefs that you have. And the belief is you're not worth anything. You're not worth millions of dollars. You're not worth all the success you're seeing people have, and that's why you're not having it.